Hello, everyone. What's up? It's been a while. How we all doing? Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these live streams. Buffering going without the technical issues. I'm sure you guys know. Um, okay, looks like. Hold up. All right, that seems a little smoother now. Yeah. Oh, coaster lover is here. Okay, a lot of my usual people in here. That's good to see. All right. Hey there, everyone. How you doing? Yes. Happy happy roller coaster day to everyone. And I call it roller coaster day instead of national roller coaster day because I feel like it's just a day. It should just be a day for everybody, in the community to celebrate what's going on all around the world. Somebody said we should call it Happy International Roller Coaster Day. So we could call it that, or we could just call it, Roller Coaster Day to make it more simple. So I'm calling it Roller Coaster Day. So very happy roller coaster day to all of the enthusiasts around the world. I don't know if there's anybody in here um, that lives outside of North America, but I know there's a couple people who do show up quite a bit in my streams that actually are outside of North America. Okay, so Sierra's in the UK. So that's awesome. So we got people, representing different countries around the world. Um, yeah, happy coaster day to everyone. I I did not ride any coasters today. I did not go to any parks. I was um I was supposed to go to Cedar Point today, and I decided not to. Um, my brother hasn't been there yet this year, and he actually really wanted to go today. And me and my brother were planning on going today. Um, but unfortunate, yesterday or the day before, and he just got a test. He's pretty sure, but luckily he realized that before we were supposed to be hanging out going to Cedar Point. I'm thankful for that. So yeah, I just decided not to go to Cedar Point today. Um, and I'm just kind of being a lot more cautious this year because there's a lot of stuff I have to be careful about myself. So yeah, I didn't ride any. Trust me, if otherwise I would have been at Cedar Point or Kings Island or wherever riding coasters, but it's not the end of the world. I'm sure I'll be riding more coasters this year. So all right. All right. Yeah, if you're going to be spreading malicious information and you obviously don't know what you're talking about, you will be put on timeout. So, yep, that person's on timeout. If they come back and continue to do the same thing, they'll automatically be removed from the chat. So, all right, concerts, coasters, and Nitro was at Cedar Point today. Nice. Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to wear a mask, and you're not going to, don't go to the parks. Very smart, Sierra. That's very smart thinking. A lot of people don't use that smart logical thinking that you're using though. So unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, there was an incident too at Sesame Place less than a week ago, I think, where a 17-year-old employee was assaulted because he asked a guest to put on their mask. And it's no surprise to anyone. Everybody knows what they're getting into when they go to the park. But a 17-year-old employee got his, I believe his jaw got broken. Um, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Very sad, very cruel, unfortunate. It's stuff like that just shouldn't be happening. There's no excuse for that. 17-year-old of all people. You know, I know it seems like it would be busy today because Cedar Point is, and maybe Cedar Point was busy today, I'm not sure, but it rained a lot today. So I'm pretty sure there's probably not a lot of people at Cedar Point today. Because it rained. I mean, it stormed earlier and there was tons of rain. Um, Probably until like 1 o'clock or so. So, oh, tomorrow's your 19th birthday. Happy early birthday, coaster lover. Yeah. So yeah, since let's see, I'm gonna go through this stuff. See if there's anything important I should just discuss while we're here. Construction markers have been spotted outside the main gate at Kings Island. That happened. So maybe there's some kind of front gate renovation coming sometime soon for Kings Island. They definitely need it, as does King's Dominion. Um, there are markings at Cedar Point. I haven't seen them in person yet, but I've seen the pictures. There are markings at Cedar Point back in Frontier Town by the antique cars. And I've thought for a really long time that they should take those antique cars out because that's a pretty sizable chunk of land, and they could do a lot with that. So I think those antique cars, I think they're going to be removed soon. They still have the antique cars up front as well. So I definitely think there's something going on back there. Not saying it's going to be a coaster or anything. We have no idea. I don't think Cedar Point's getting a coaster till at least 2022, maybe not till 2023. But yeah, so there's markings there. There's marking at Kings Island. Um, yeah, pretty exciting stuff, I guess. Apparently, Kennywood has a new general manager. I just saw that. Um, Hagrid's is closed after a small fire this week at Islands of Adventure. I did hear about that. Um, yeah, Flamingo Land's new coaster is delayed to 2021. No big surprise there. And Six Flags Over Georgia's Mindbender or Riddler Mindbender is rumored to possibly, it's just a rumor at this point, possibly be getting new trains from Premier. So hopefully, if Premier is putting new trains on the Mindbender at over Georgia, hopefully they don't put anything like comfort collars or anything like that on them. Hopefully they do a good job with them. Some of the Schwarzkopfs have had new Gerstlauer trains put on them fairly recently. Like one of them is Super Duper Looper at Hershey Park actually, and they look awesome. And apparently a lot of people like those, and they're very true to the original Schwarzkopf trains. But obviously, Six Flags and Gerstlauer, their relationship is broken because of we all know what happened on New Texas Giant. Um, so yeah, hopefully, if Premier puts new trains on Mindbender, um, hopefully they don't screw them up. You know, obviously Premier didn't do a very good job with the trains on Six Flags New England's Goliath. So I don't know. It might not even happen. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that? Um, Trains are gone. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But hey there, Den Dog, how you doing? Good to see you here. See, yeah, I agree. I hope it keeps the lap bars. Hopefully none of the comfort collars or anything like that because it's absolutely not necessary. Hopefully it doesn't have the dumb foot things that I do not like on Flight of Fear. I cannot stand those. The lap bars themselves aren't bad, but like those stupid bulky like orange things down by your that squish your feet, I can't stand those. So, but yeah, Mindbender looks like an excellent ride. It's definitely one that's, on my bucket list. I really want to ride that. So, um yeah, so that's just some of the stuff that's been going on. Yeah, you hate those shin guards too? Yeah. A lot of people don't talk about them, but They're awful. They're awful. And same with the ones on backlot stunt coasters, like those ones aren't as bad, I feel like, but they're still pretty intrusive. So, yeah, they're just terrible. Don't block me. I'm sorry. Okay, well, just conduct yourself more accordingly, and you won't be blocked. So, what? Oh yeah, good question. What am I drinking today? I didn't even mention. I brewed me some Bones Coffee Mustachio. I'm just drinking it black. It's the pistachio flavor coffee. Really good stuff. So thanks for asking. That's what I'm drinking. I also have some water as usual too. So why do they feel they need the need to guard our shins? I do not know. I've never understood it. It's just excessive, I think. I think it's a little bit excessive. Maybe on some rides it's necessary, but most of them don't need it. And some shin guards aren't very intrusive. Like the ones on Steel Curtain, like don't even bother me. Like there's barely anything there. But of course, for taller people, it's probably more of an issue. Yeah. Okay. We got quite a few people joining in now. All the new people joining in. Happy roller coaster day. Very happy roller coaster day to everyone. So, okay. Coaster Lover says the shin guards on Skyrocket at Kennywood are quite uncomfortable, in my opinion, even more so than Backlot or Flight of Fear. Um, I respect that opinion. I've heard other people say the same thing, but I didn't mind those ones. I thought those ones for me weren't that bad personally. So, of course, they're going to be different for everybody. So, I'm sure they were bad for you. Gosh, yeah. But yeah, I hope we're all doing well tonight. Um, hope everybody's staying healthy. Hope everybody's having a good roller coaster day. Um, you don't have to apologize for being late. There's nothing obligating you to be here. So I truly I appreciate anybody that shows up here and supports my channel in any way. I really appreciate it. So thank you for joining, taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble on about who knows what. So um yeah, I've heard bad things about Coast Rider. It looks awful. I'd ride it once for the credit, but I'm sure I wouldn't ride it again. So let's see. I'm procrastinating setting up my new phone. Oh, okay. What kind of phone did you get? Please let us know. What kind of phone do you have now? I enjoy talking about tech stuff now and then. I don't know like a ton about like tech stuff, but I enjoy talking about it, like computers and cameras and all that kind of stuff, just some gear. When I buy tech, I like to do I'm a bargain shopper and I like to find a good deal and I will search all over to find a great deal on something. So, okay, you got the iPhone SE 2, 256 gigs. Okay, nice, nice. Very nice. I have a since we're talking about it, um I have a Motorola Moto G6 Play and there's my I took that picture. It's kind of hard to see on here. It looks pretty bad, but it's a picture of Orion that I took. But yeah, I have the Motorola Moto G6 Play. It's actually now I told you how I'm a bargain shopper. I found this refurbished. I bought this refurbished on eBay for like a little less than 70 bucks. So, and even brand new, this was only like a $150 phone or something like that if you would have bought it new. But this is a really good budget phone. I love this phone and I'm probably going to get the newer version of this whenever I get a new phone, probably in like a little over a year or so I might get a new phone. I'm probably going to get the newer version of this because this is a great phone and it's so cheap too. So, um yeah, good stuff there. But yeah, I'm all I'm all about those bargains. It is a nice bargain. It really is. Yeah, this phone was like 69 bucks. So, like I said, I got it refurbished, but even brand new, it would have only been like 150 bucks, which is pretty cheap for a smartphone, and it has a huge battery. So, this has a 3600 or 4000 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty big. So this battery lasts quite a while. Like this will easily last all day. Um, you always watch your streams from my phone? Okay. What kind of phone do you have, if you don't mind sharing? What kind of phone do you watch my streams from? Let's hear it. Okay, Dindog says she's stuck in the Apple universe. Yeah, and it's very easy to get stuck in the Apple universe, which is one reason I would be very reluctant to get any Apple products. I don't want to be stuck in an ecosystem like that. I think Apple puts out some good products, but I think they're way overpriced. I can find things for way cheaper that, they're great. I mean, their products are great. I love the iMacs, especially. I mean, I would love to have like an iMac computer, but I can get things for way cheaper that are really powerful machines that, you know, yeah, they're like I said, I'm a bargain shopper, so I'm staying away from Apple. Um, you watch my streams on your tablet, okay? Stanford Bridge has an iPhone, very nice. The great thing about the iPhones is their cameras. I mean, the cameras on the iPhones are really good. You can get really good quality pictures and videos from the iPhones. Now, the camera that I have on this cheap phone, it's all right. Like it's not a great camera. It's far from great, but it's pretty good. I mean, during the day, I can get some pretty solid pictures and video with this thing. So, it's all right. It's like 12 megapixels, I think you can zoom in like 4 times or something like that. Uh Nothing crazy. Everything else about the phone though I love. Besides it's only 16 gigabytes, doesn't have a lot of space, and you can't put a lot on the memory card, which I have in there. So let's see. Dendog says my iPhone 6 is 6 years old and I have a MacBook Air that's 7 years old. The stuff lasts. Okay, well, that's good to hear. That is one thing I feel like that I've heard a lot with Apple products. They're very expensive, but they support their products for a long time. You can update them for a long time. And I feel like they do hold up over time. So that's definitely good. I mean, especially considering how expensive they are. They should last a long time. So I do have a really old, like a classic iPod. Actually, it's a 80 gigabyte iPod that I bought used for like $110 back in 2013. I bought it, and I used that thing for a long time. It doesn't hold its charge very much anymore, and I don't really use it anymore either. But yeah, I love the classic iPod. Yeah, Iron Gwazi delayed. Yeah, I heard all that. They announced all their coasters would be delayed to 2021. Went to Kings Island. Nice. How was that? How was Kings Island? Let's see. The cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S series are also really good, in my opinion. Yes, the Samsung Galaxy phones have really, really good cameras. Not quite as good as the iPhones, I don't think, but really good nonetheless for a phone. I've always thought that if you care about cameras, just buy a camera instead of an expensive phone. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. Some people, they want to have a nice phone just to care, just they want to have a nice camera on their phone and just take pictures with that. But I think if you're like really into taking really good pictures, you're probably going to invest in a decent camera. But it all depends on what you want. I mean, the iPhones have terrific cameras, and those aren't the only good things about the iPhone either, all due respect. Let's see, I just got a security update on my 6 this past week. Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah. And I believe like the iPhone 5 or 6 is the last one that they're still supporting, so like I said, they go quite a ways back as far as their technical support. Hey, Downhill Adrenaline, what's up? Guys, go check out Downhill Adrenaline if you have not. If you're not aware of his channel, um, he's been making some good content. He's made a lot of improvement ever since I've known about him. Um, Found out about him, about a year and a half ago, and he's improved his content a lot. If you guys don't know Downhill Adrenaline, go check his channel out. Tech Daddy. I don't know about that. Got rides on Zip and Pippin. Nice, nice. That's a good one to celebrate roller coaster day. How good do you think Pantheon will be? I think it'll be amazing. Probably like a top 20, 25 in the world, possibly. Uh, how far am I from Kings Island or Cedar Point? Cedar Point is my home park. I live 35 minutes away. Kings Island is a 3.5 hour drive for me. So pretty close. You have a Google Pixel 3 XL. I've compared it to my family's newer iPhones, such as the X and 11, and it puts out some very good pictures compared to them. iPhone definitely beats in the video department. Okay, okay. I don't know a lot about the Google Pixel. I don't feel like it's a very popular phone, but I'm sure it's a good product. So now, how much is the Google Pixel 3 if you just buy it outright? It was really fun. Fast lane's big help. Got 5 rides on Mystic, 3 on Orion. Orion was a bit jittery for a brand new ride, but still very fun. All right. Thanks for sharing. Watch live streams on your Chromebook. Um, Thanks for the shout out. Happy National Roller Coaster Day. Just came by to say hello. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Happy Roller Coaster Day to you. TRNM says, just a general question for those of you with the channel. What kind of editing software do you guys use? I use Adobe Premiere Pro 6. So not the current one where you pay a subscription every month. In my opinion, that's ridiculous, and I will never do that. If I ever feel the need to update from Adobe Premiere 6, I'm just going to go with a cheaper program that does the exact same thing, or just use a free program, because there are really good free programs out there and they all pretty much do the same thing. So not a fan of the Adobe subscription service. My opinion, it's ridiculous. I would have to pay like $20 a month for forever as long as I want to continue using their software. So, but yeah, I bought the Adobe Production Suite back in 2013 with some of my graduation money. It was like $700, a little less than 700, I think. Has Premiere Pro, After Effects, Illustrator, Photoshop, Encore. It has Bridge, InDesign. It has tons of programs. Audition. Yeah, it's stacked. So I will check out Downhill Adrenaline. I also like GP2 Enthusiast. GP2 Enthusiast. Yeah, it's a really good channel. You can oh, wait. DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve is a really good program. I haven't explored it a lot yet, but I actually did download it to try it out because I watched a lot of videos where people discuss using it. And that's a really good program, especially because of the color grading. Like, especially if you're going to use it to color grade your film. DaVinci Resolve actually started out as a software solely for color grading film. So their color grading um, technology is really good in DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, really good program for sure. And you can get it for free. So there's a great free version. So you can ride one German coaster tomorrow. Which one do you pick? There's no question about it. Um, I would say Schwer Karanan. Now, see, Expedition G-Force is really close, and I almost want to say that, but I'm going to go with Schwer Karanan. Yeah, very unique ride for sure. And I would definitely put that on my bucket list. So I'm releasing a review with Airtime Thrills on my channel Wednesday. Nice, nice. Airtime Thrills, awesome channel, awesome guy, does a lot of great things for the community. Airtime Productions uses iMovie to edit his videos. Coaster Lover 2001 uses Shotcut. I've never heard of that. Interesting. Shotcut. Okay. There's so many programs out there, and you can pretty much achieve the same thing with pretty much all of them. I mean, they all do great. It just depends on your preference. I've only ever used Premiere Pro really. I was already familiar with it, which is why I use it. But I could absolutely use anything else and get the same results pretty much. So, I don't know how bad Dragon Fire was. I never wrote it, so what do you think of me doing a series of random coasters? I thought of doing that since I saw you and Coaster Hour doing it. I got some links for the videos. I will just show pictures of that coaster. Go ahead and do it. Do it. I mean, yeah, and actually speaking of that, the random RCDB coaster video, I did one of those a month ago. And I actually recorded a new one last night. But I have to like convert it before I put it in Premiere so I can actually see the video. I have to like convert the format. And I tried doing that last night. Or no, sorry, that wasn't the issue. That wasn't the issue. The issue was actually I didn't realize when you use the screen record function, you have like it was recording Audacity the whole time instead of recording me going through the RCDB tabs. So yeah, yeah. I had to scrap that, but I'll do it again eventually, you know. CP cutting hours back this week must have staffing issues. I'm sure they do have staffing issues, but I think it's more so just nobody's going to the parks. It has not been busy at all. I mean, all the parks are experiencing, even Universal. Universal has cut their hours way back. I mean, it's ridiculous. Nobody's going to the parks. So that's the main reason we're seeing the parks cut back on their hours. I lied. I'm staying for a bit. I knew you would. I knew you would. Oh, thanks, TRNM. He says, also, I wanted to let you know that Coaster Daddy footage has been a huge help for me and my channel. Thank you so much. I'm glad I could help you out, even in a small way. Um, yeah, use it to your content. I mean, I'll be putting out a little bit more at some point in the near future as well. I don't have a ton of footage, but what I do have, I will put on that channel, Coaster Daddy footage. So Coaster Hour says RIP. I like doing those vids, but they are not doing well at all. Yeah, and that's what I experienced too. I did decide to try to do another random RCDB coaster video just because even though it performed pretty poorly, um, it had a lot of really positive reception. So, um, basically what I'm saying is even though it didn't do well in the metrics or in the analytics for YouTube, I also recognize that my core audience really loved the videos. Like I got lots of really good responses from like my core audience, like my dedicated fan base. They really enjoyed it. So for you guys, for my really dedicated fans out there that, really enjoyed it, I will be doing another one at some point. Yeah, and like Stanford Birch said, topic is for hardcore enthusiasts only, really not casuals. Yeah, and I kind of agree with that. It's, you know, nerds just nerding out over random coasters. So cash registers, yeah, says, yeah, I like that video a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. The RCDB video is amazing. Thank you. Uh that's awesome, Coaster Daddy, that you recognize your core fans. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, you guys honestly make the channel. So Well, thank you. I'm glad you subbed. Thank you. I was planning on doing random coasters to get some new viewers in. I usually do other things on my channel. As I said, I just hope it goes well. Well, I'll tell you, we can tell you from experience, it's not going to perform well, most likely. But I mean, if it's something you want to do, absolutely go ahead and do it. Really fun and entertaining to watch. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I definitely will do another one just because like a lot of my core fans really enjoyed it. Like I said, I had one recorded last night that was going to be the video that I did this weekend, and it I failed. I failed. I will get a video out in the next few days for you guys. So I know it's been a while. What will they put in Vortex's spot at Kings Island? Go check out my video from October. I talked about my thoughts on that. How did the Coaster Daddy name come about? My wife and her friend came up with a name and they said it, and I knew immediately that would be the name. So, not really anything exciting. Just they came up with a name and I liked it. So, Din Dog says I'm not really an enthusiast. I just started watching a lot of coaster videos when I was laid off from work for 2 months. I learned a lot about coasters. Well, that's awesome. I mean, it kind of sounds like you're an enthusiast, but I think I get what you're saying. You know, it's not like something that you spend all of your time doing, but if you have spare time, you like what? Well, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad that more casual people or casual fans, general public or whatever can watch my channel, as well as some more hardcore enthusiasts. I think that's awesome to sort of bring everybody together. So I'm not gonna like shine poetic too much about it, but but yeah, I do appreciate it. I swear someone asks both of those questions yeah, they do. Every single stream, somebody asks those questions. Do you like Ravine Flyer 2 and Waldemir? Oh, Mark, you're obviously new here. You're obviously new here if you don't know the answer to that question. Thank you for joining my stream, by the way. Thanks for joining. Um, my channel started out with a review of Ravine Flyer 2, and I'm always gushing about Waldemir and Ravine Flyer 2. I absolutely love them. So one of the best coasters out there. Yeah. Let's see. I think coasters are an interesting subject. I also watch dog channels, makeup channels, some politics. Okay. Wow, that's awesome. So you have like very interesting. You have a wide array of different things you like to watch. That's great, honestly. I watch quite a few different things as well. I like to watch like business videos, music related content, music reviews, and just other kinds of random stuff too. I've been watching a lot of scam baiting videos. Those are really interesting. Is that coaster behind you the defunct corkscrew at Knots? It's just a generic, like, it looks exactly like corkscrew at Cedar Point or any arrow corkscrew, really. It's just a generic, like, I don't know what picture they were looking at when they made this, but just a generic arrow looper, basically. I have not ridden Hades 360, unfortunately. It's really high on my bucket list. Looks like an amazing ride. I've been wanting to ride it ever since I first saw it in 2005. So, oh, okay. And any kind of channel that turns school buses into RV. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Nice. Ha, a political dog wearing makeup on a coaster would be the perfect video. That sounds interesting. I like it. I like it. I want to become an enthusiast, but I've only ridden 16 coasters. Oh, David, that's not no, that's not how you look at it. That is not healthy. That is not it doesn't matter how many coasters you've been on. It does not matter. If you have a passion for coasters, even if you haven't been on any coasters, if you love watching about coasters and learning about them and you're fascinated with the subject and you love talking about it, you're a roller coaster enthusiast, even if you haven't been on any. Lots of people really into planes probably haven't been on a plane or flown one or whatever, just as there are with other subjects. Yeah, if you're into coasters, absolutely you're a coaster enthusiast. I got a comment from somebody on a video of mine fairly recently, and they said something along the lines of, you know, you always talk about the same coasters. You're obviously not a true coaster enthusiast, or something to that effect, because I'm talking about a lot of the same rides because I haven't been on a ton of coasters. I've been on like not quite 100 yet. And I left like this response talking about how, basically it doesn't matter how many coasters you've been on. It's not like a who's bigger contest or anything like that. I'm going to stop rambling about that. I could go on all day about it, but yeah, don't think about it like that. You've only been on six. There was one point where I was on less than 16 coasters, but I was an enthusiast. So, you know, yeah, no problem, David. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the stream. I love Orion. Straight facts. That's right. Yeah, and Coaster Hour brought up a good point too. 808 Coaster Life, which is an amazing coaster channel. Amazing channel. He's been on less than 20 coasters, but his channel is great. A lot of people love listening to him talk about coasters because he has a passion for it. So, yeah, absolutely. Not everybody has the means to travel all over, including myself. I mean, I can't go to a ton of places, but yeah, I have been fortunate enough to ride quite a few like world class coasters. I will say I've been to a fairly decent, small number of really good parks, but you know I've been on 98 coasters up to this point, so I haven't been on a ton of coasters. Okay, Sierra brings up a good point as well, and I actually really agree with this too. She says being or she I don't know. Sorry, Sierra says being an enthusiast with a low credit count is good because you get to enjoy more coasters. That's absolutely true. Um Back in June of the very beginning of June of 2019, I only had 56 credits. And then I that year I went to King's Dominion, Carowinds, Kings Island. Um, got some new credits at, some parks that I haven't been to in a while. And I was experiencing so many new things. And that was the first time I really traveled to parks. Um, and I had a great time because I hadn't experienced a lot up to that point. I still haven't really, but I've experienced a lot more now. But like just going into it with such a fresh mind, only being on a little over 50 coasters, like so awesome. It was so awesome. Airtime Productions, go watch my video about credits to see how I count credits. Yep, coaster count is based on your opportunity to travel, not your level of enthusiasm. Absolutely. That's a really good quote for sure. Really really perfectly said. So, best coaster you've ridden is American Thunder. American Thunder looks like an awesome GCI. I think it looks great. Raging Bull looks great. I think that looks like an awesome ride. Don't know how many credits I have for sure. It's laughably low. Okay. Laughably low? Do you mean like, I don't know, less than 50? I ballpark estimate. Yeah. Yeah, here's another good thing here. Good quote here. There's there's people with like 1,000 credits and 90% are wacky worms. Absolutely. I think there's like this threshold where basically once you get like close to 1,000 or you hit 1,000, you're basically just riding like tons of like wacky worms and small little coasters in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, the credit count is not always all it's cracked up to be. I haven't been to Six Flags Magic Mountain. The sad part is I just watched your credits video. I just forgot. You'll have to go watch it again. For sure less than 50, probably less than 25. Okay. What parks have you been to? If you don't mind sharing that. Have ridden around 80 coasters, mostly in California. Oh gosh, yeah. California, man. Tons of coasters there. So coaster studios going to random places to get kitty creds. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of enthusiasts do that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm above that. I'm definitely not above doing that because I'm sure I would, but I was underwhelmed with Intimidator. Yes. It was my first B&M Hyper, and I was pretty disappointed. I prefer Copperhead Strike much more. So Intimidator is my fourth favorite at Carowinds. It's a good ride. It's fun, but yeah. Don't forget Lil Phantom. What is ejector versus floater airtime? Ejector is when you get abruptly thrown out of your seat. It's very powerful. You just get thrown out of your seat very strongly. Floater airtime is when you just kind of lift up out of your seat a little bit and just kind of float in the air. It's much less abrupt. And then there's flow ejector airtime, or some people are calling it lifter airtime, where it's kind of a mix of both, where you might kind of get like ejected out of your seat, but then you just kind of float there gracefully. So basically, floater is much more graceful, whereas ejector is much more intense typically. You've ridden kitty coasters for the credit for sure. Oh, yeah, me too. I rode the one at Dollywood. And, I had to convince my niece. Oh my gosh. She was riding all the big coasters with me and my nephew. And I had to try so hard to convince her to even get on that kiddie coaster. She was 6 years old at the time. Man, it took so much convincing to get her to get on the kiddie coaster so I could get the credit. But we did. So Cedar Point has a 200-foot tall kiddie coaster. What, Valraven? Yeah. Um, Not many. Cedar Point many times. Jagged Lake when it existed. Here's one. Chippewa Lake. Nice, nice. Disneyland, and I rode that crappy Togo in Vegas. Okay, nice, nice. So you have some decent credits. Okay, that's awesome. What area do you live in? It sounds like you live maybe in Ohio somewhere or somewhere in the Midwest or something. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Intimidator. I mean, I don't hate it, but uh, oh yeah, Memphis Kitty Park. I've also been to Memphis Kitty Park, and I have that credit too. So I was pretty blank face drunk when I rode that crappy Togo in Vegas, so I don't even remember how bad it sucked. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's probably good that you were, you're pretty, you had quite a bit to drink when you rode it. It's probably a good thing from what I hear. Why did my niece not want to ride the kiddie coaster? Because she rode Lightning Rod and Thunderhead and all the big coasters there except for, Wild Eagle because she was a little too short for that, but okay. Yeah, Stanford Bridge, very respectable opinion. I enjoy all kinds of airtime as well, you know? Hey there, Theme Park Horizons. Christian, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you here. Thanks for joining the stream and happy roller coaster day. Why do people hate Valraven so much? Because it's forceless. People say Gatekeeper is floorless or floorless. I mean, it is. That's not wrong. People say Gatekeeper is forceless. I find Valraven to be much more forceless than Gatekeeper. I'm just not a fan of it. It's not a terrible ride, but it's not really good either, in my opinion. Dorney Coaster, probably 2022. You did a zip line drunk in Vegas? That okay, man, you sound like fun. Okay. You have some fun, it sounds like, when you get your credits. That's awesome. I have not done a zip line yet at all, so I would love to try one. Yeah, there is a lot of people in this stream. I mean, this is awesome to see. Looks like 31 people in here right now. That's great. What's the big deal with rides being forceless? They're still fun. Yeah, and absolutely, that's fine. I'm not like there are a lot of rides that aren't very intense that are great rides. I just don't care for Valraven. I'm just not a huge fan of it. If you enjoy it, that's great. More power to you. But I don't enjoy it that much. One of my favorites, solidly my top 15. Love it, love it. Thoughts on Six Flags 2021 coasters? Um, Probably mostly be rides that were supposed to open this year. Maybe a couple other small additions. I'm really excited to see how what they're gonna do with that near clone, most likely of Jersey Devil and Magic Mountain. I'm excited to see like what they theme it to and what the color scheme is and all that kind of stuff. So y'all always be roasting Valraven like Airtime Thrills always roast Sky Rush. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got to have that one ride, that you pick on all the time. You just have to, right? I don't think Six Flags St. Louis is getting a coaster in 2021. I don't think so. My number one before Steel Vengeance was Voyage. Okay, I did hear a little bit about that. Rumors of Six Flags getting another premiere, and an SNS coaster for next year, in addition to the delayed attractions. Okay. Um, I mean, I think that's awesome that they're still going to be getting new stuff if that is the case. So let's see. Stanford Bridge says Sky Rush. Worst restraints I've ever experienced, most lasting pain I've ever gotten, yet still a top 10 coaster for me. No, I'm not a masochist. Are you sure about that? Downhill Adrenaline says, honestly, Ravine Flyer 2 is greater than Steel Vengeance. I'll have to disagree with that, but I mean, Ravine Flyer 2 is very solidly in my top 10. So do 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 do. Let's see. I have Maverick over Steel Vengeance because I feel that leg. I have no legs. Worst coaster. Wait. Oh wait, because I feel that Maverick has more of a complete package. Yeah, that's respectable. Definitely can't argue with people who prefer Maverick because Maverick is such a phenomenal ride. I mean, it's so good. I think CGA will get a B&M Hyper eventually. Yeah. Um, my family split 50% favor Steve, 50% favor Maverick. Okay. If you keep spamming the chat, you will be put on timeout. And if you continue to spam after that, you'll be removed from the chat. So, yeah, please don't spam. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be really hard to fit a hyper into knots if they ever get one. I mean, they technically have a hyper and accelerator, but ever plan on coming down to Florida in the next couple years? I would love to get to Florida. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen in the next couple years. If I do get to Florida, it's probably going to be more like 4 or 5 years from now. I'm going to be a very I'm going to be a very busy guy over the next few years. So I'll have priorities over visiting parks. I'm probably not going to be visiting like basically any parks at all next year, unfortunately, which is um it makes it even more difficult that I couldn't makes it even worse that I couldn't do my big road trip I was supposed to do in June of this year because next year I won't be going to any parks, honestly. So, I mean, maybe one or two if I'm lucky, but honestly, I disagree. I don't think Zadra, I don't think Zadra is just a taller version of Goliath at Six Flags Great America. I think Zadra has lots of its own unique elements. I mean, I can kind of see where people would say that. I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think it's just a bigger version of Goliath. I think it's much more than that, to be honest. You're not going to see Peanut. No, I'm sure I'll be at Cedar Point next year. I mean, I'll probably still go to Cedar Point a few times. Maybe Kings Island once or twice. Um, but yeah, Zadra does look bonkers. Yes. Yes. I mean, Zadra looks amazing. Zadra, in my opinion, is one of the few coasters in the world that I legitimately think would have a chance to possibly beat Steel Vengeance as my number one coaster. I think Zadra is one of the very, very few out there that could possibly do that, in my opinion, of course. Yeah, the pacing looks phenomenal. Absolutely. You think we'll ever see more topper track RMCs? I don't really see it. There's not much demand for those. I'd be very surprised if we see another topper track. Yeah, there's nothing saying officially that they have discontinued the topper track, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. They very well may have. Tim K says, "Is Haley pregnant?" Yes, she is. I haven't really talked about this because I don't feel like my public channels are like I don't feel right pushing that like on my public channels, but since you guys are in here and I've kind of hinted at it several times, I will tell you guys that yes, we're expecting twins no later than early January. So yes, I am going to be a dad. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to be a dad to twins, our first kids, and yeah, so I'm going to be very very busy next year. So yeah, that's why I say I'm pretty much not going to any parks next year. I mean, I'm sure I'll make it to Cedar Point a couple times, but other than that, probably not doing anything. So not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's not going to happen. So thank you everybody. I appreciate it. Dueling children. He do be the actual coaster daddy though. Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. Twins, wow, you're never going to get any sleep again. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I've um probably 10 people have told me that already, but yeah, I'm sure I won't. So achievement unlock the real coaster daddy. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, I've alluded to that a lot on here. Um I'm sure I'm not going to be uploading very often either once that happens. So if you guys just see me kind of like disappear for a while next year, you know what's going on. So you sure you didn't want kids just to get the kitty credits? LOL, but congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. But yes, I should be able to get some of those credits that I couldn't get before. So thank you, Coaster Lover. I appreciate it. Thanks for the long continued support of my channel. Really appreciate it. Yeah, happy roller coaster day, Matt. 100th coaster? I don't know. I was planning on El Toro being my 100th coaster this year. It's actually my number one bucket list coaster. Really itching to ride that. Um, but it didn't happen. I don't know what my 100th is going to be now. I have no idea. Whatever becomes my 100th will become my 100th coaster. I really don't know. Congratulations, lots of rides on Gemini. I'm assuming you mean Junior Gemini, which is now Wilderness Run. I actually do have the Wilderness Run slash Junior Gemini credit. I wrote it a long time ago when it was Junior Gemini, so I do have that credit as well as Woodstock Express at Cedar Point. So email the park. Oh man, they're gonna be like, oh gosh, it's another one of those coaster nuts trying to get the credit. They probably had so many enthusiasts email the park. Check out MNL2 Contriver. He makes really cool No Limits recreations and Minecraft recreations. Okay. I don't watch a lot of recreation like videos and stuff, but every now and then I'll come across something that's pretty cool and I'll check it out. So, know someone who intentionally made as a thousandth coaster. Taxi Jam at Canada's Wonderland. Nice. Nice. Isn't it crazy that Intamin went from making Wilderness Run then to making Top Thrill Dragster? Absolutely. It's amazing. Pretty amazing. Choose one coaster that's being delayed to open right now. I probably Iron Gwazi. So let you ride Junior Gemini. Nice, nice. It's cool you got the credit. Oh, Pantheon. Yeah. How could I forget Pantheon? Maybe I would choose Pantheon over Iron Gwazi. I'm going to go with Pantheon. Actually, I'm changing that to Pantheon because I'm so much more curious about Pantheon because we don't know what it's going to feel like, really, exactly. Iron Gwazi, we pretty much know how it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be one of the best coasters in the world, but it's an RMC. Like, we know how it's going to feel. Yeah, thanks, Christian. Thanks for joining my stream. I appreciate it. Good to see you on here and keep up the good work because you do really good videos. So, yeah, Iron Gwazi went from having the advantage of being the best new coaster of 2020 to having an unfair advantage of opening in 2021. Absolutely. Yeah. Not sure if you answered this in another stream, but do you have a favorite coaster soundtrack? Both one you've heard in a station and one you've just heard online. I haven't heard a lot of coaster soundtracks besides ones that I just kind of hear at the parks. I mean, the obvious one is Millennium Force. I mean, that one's amazing. I love that one. I think Wicked Twister has a phenomenal underrated soundtrack as well. I don't know. Besides that, I'm not really sure. I'm probably going to do a video about that at some point though. I really like the Mystic Timber soundtrack actually by Imascore. Imascore did amazing with the Mystic Timber soundtrack. I mean, it's perfect. Make Iron Rattler 100. Nice. Do I think Pantheon will be better than Maverick? No, no. I can't see that. I think maybe it'll be almost as good potentially, but it's not going to be better, I don't think. Oh, okay. I did miss that. Day after tomorrow, you can ride any coaster in the UK. Which do you choose? For the UK, I'm going to go with For the UK, probably Nemesis. I'm gonna go with Nemesis in the UK. Like Helix's soundtrack. I know a lot of people love that one. I listened to it like once, but I don't really remember it. So, baby, I'm ready to go. You think Pantheon looks on par with Maverick? Yeah, it very well could be. I mean, it has potential, I think, to almost match it, but I don't think it'll be better personally. The strongest moment of airtime I've ever felt on a coaster. Magnum. Some of those very final bunny hops on Magnum, so freaking strong. Or maybe the bunny hops on Phantom's Revenge. Maybe those ones. Those bunny hops on Phantom's Revenge are, oh my gosh, that ejector is insane. It's absolutely insane. Of course, Steel Vengeance is really up there as well, and Maverick has a couple really strong airtime moments. At least 3 really strong ejector airtime moments. So, Pantheon looks better to you? Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, Pantheon looks amazing, so it's gonna be a great ride regardless. Magnum's bunny hops hurt so badly. They hurt so good. They hurt so good. Baby, I'm ready to go. It's about time, shout it out. Bam, burn it, bam, burn it, burn, burn it, burn, burn it, bam, burn it. Uh, do I think Jurassic Coaster will have 4 across seating like Hyperion or 2-seater like Pantheon? 2 across seating. It's pretty much almost positively going to have 2 across seating. Yeah. It's that kind of ride is not made for the 4 across seating. That would just be so brutal, and I don't think it would work exactly. So, pretty much definitely going to have the 2 across. For Hyperion, it makes a lot of sense. It's so weird though that Intamin is doing the 4 across now, like B&M has been doing for so long. It's crazy, but okay, you like Gold Striker better than Ghost Rider? I mean, okay. They both look amazing, so I think I would like Ghost Rider better myself. I reload my screen to Dale literally going ham to Ready to Go by Republica. Absolutely. Yeah, Velocicoaster is the same model. I mean, Intamin isn't really like sticking to the model formula a whole lot anymore. They're kind of just making whatever. And Tim K, I know who's in here right now, he left a long comment about that on my Velocicoaster video, and he made a lot of good points. Like they're more just doing whatever parks want them to do rather than saying these are our models that we have, But they pretty much are the same models. They're both Blitz coasters. Even regardless of whether or not Intamin actually calls them that anymore, they're Blitz coasters. So it just makes it easier for us enthusiasts sometimes to refer to, use common terms to sort of refer to what kind of ride experience it is. So we need another prototype wing. Absolutely. Yeah. 2021 is the year of 40 free spins, RMC Raptors, and Intamin Blitz coasters. Yes, and I am here for it. I'll tell you what, I am here for it. So, Axis wing coaster. I mean, Axis is pretty much a wing coaster already, but let's see. Unless Epic Universe gets a hot racer, I think we will never see one get built in the US. I agree. Yeah. I don't think Intamin is not marketing those rides heavily to America. I think they're mainly focusing on international markets with those new concepts that they released. So, will Fantasyland open fly this year? No, probably not. That'll probably be 2021. Hopefully. Skyrush looks amazing. Bow, bow, down, bow, down, down, bow, bow. I have not heard the spiel that plays on X Flight. No. Fuji Q getting a hot racer. That's a good thought. I never thought of that. Yeah, I could see Fuji Q getting a hot racer for sure. A Vekoma Bermuda Blitz in America. Yes, please. Yes, Vekoma needs to make some of those new models in America. My most obscure credit, probably the ones at Lakemont, because not a lot of people go there. I've ridden the oldest coaster in the world, Leap the Dips, and Skyliner as well. So, what mic am I using? I have an Audio Technica AT2035. It's an XLR microphone, and it's going into the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, I think second generation um, audio interface. So yeah, I mean, Intamin released those concepts before the Asian IAPA, and so it seems like they're probably focusing them more on like the Asian market. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, Asia, Europe, that's where you're going to see a lot of those rides. How was Leap the Dips? I'll tell you what, Leap the Dips really surprised me. It was actually a really good ride. It was about 10 years ago that I rode it, but my whole family was so surprised. Like, Leap the Dips has some legitimately like scary ejector airtime moments at the end. There are a couple bunny hills and you just get absolutely flung out of your seat and you're basically standing up. I mean, it was pretty crazy. It's actually a fun ride. I really enjoyed it. It feels a lot faster than 10 miles an hour too. It feels more like you're going like 25 or 30 miles an hour. It's a pretty fun ride. Yeah, unfortunately, the toboggan coaster was already closed when I went to Lakemont. It was standing but not operating. And I've also seen the one at Conneaut standing but not operating as well. But ever since I've seen those rides, they've been completely removed. So yeah, I could actually see, Dollywood getting one of the new generation Vekomas. I think that's one of the US parks that I wouldn't be surprised to see a new Vekoma at, so yeah, Leap the Dips is a really fun ride. Yeah, you guys should try it for sure, if you ever get around there. Even if you have to go a little bit out of your way to get there. I mean, and Skyliner is a fun classic wooden coaster too, it really is. Now does Leap the Dips. I'll tell you what, Leap the Dips does leap the dips. It does leap the dips. How many dips would Leap the Dips leap if Leap the Dips could leap dips? What if Wild Adventures got the first Vekoma STC in America? Okay, that'd be amazing. Just rip out that SLC and put an STC in there. That would be absolutely amazing. Even Dollywood. I would love to see Dollywood get one of those. They could have like the bigger version of Dragon Flyer. That'd be awesome. Yep, it is a side friction coaster, which those are pretty rare nowadays, of course. So, most underrated coaster I've ridden. Probably probably Afterburn. Um, yeah, probably Afterburn, I would say. I haven't been on like a lot of coasters that I feel don't get a ton of attention that should get more attention. I feel Ravine Flyer 2 is pretty underrated too, I think. I think that doesn't get enough love. Um, what else? I think Gatekeeper is pretty underrated personally. Gemini. Yeah, absolutely. Those would be great parks to get an STC. How much longer am I going to be streaming? Not much longer. Not a whole lot longer. Okay. Yeah, I'd appreciate it once again if we don't spam the chat by asking about all kinds of rides. If you want to see what all these rides look like, you can Google it or look it up on RCDB and look at pictures of them. So please stop asking, how does this ride look? 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 Um, yeah, so it'd be much appreciated. Could also see Dollywood getting a Vekoma launch flying coaster like Fly at Fantasialand. I'm really iffy about. I don't think we're going to see that for a long time in America if we ever do see it in America because it's taken so long to get Fly open. But maybe eventually. I mean, I think it'd probably be a good fit for the park. I mean, we don't really know a whole lot about it yet. Okay, is there a station speech slash spiel that you love? Um, Wacky Shack at Waldemere has a great, like, really campy, kind of goofy, like spooky sort of sounding spiel, and it gets really old listening to it because it just plays over and over and over and over. But I love hearing it. It's classic. So, and it's like this guy talking like, and he's like, "Hold on, or you might lose your wristband with your arms still attached," or something goofy like that. It's really funny. So I think Possessed at Dorney Park is probably going to get removed. Probably next year for the supposed Gravity Group shuttle coaster. Probably relocated to another Cedar Fair park like Worlds of Fun or California's Great America. Possibly Michigan's Adventure, maybe. Michigan's Adventure could really use it. Beast or Thunderhead? Thunderhead. I love Beast though. Yeah, I-305 has a great spiel too. It's classic. I mean, classic. It's a great spiel. Oh, you don't remember that? That's surprising because that just plays over and over and over. Maybe you tuned it out. So it's kind of annoying, but it's also really cool at the same time. Yeah, pull down your lap bar. You don't want to lose an arm. It's great. I love it. Gilroy Gardens, yeah. What did you call it? The veggie twister or something crazy like that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Michigan's Adventure has the 150-foot limit. I forgot about that. Yeah. Michigan Adventure could use a wacky worm at this point. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Pirates Cove is amazing. I love Pirates Cove. It's a great classic attraction. Carrot Twist. Carrot Twist. That's right. But no, I think Worlds of Fun or California's Great America could potentially get possessed if it's not scrapped. I mean, if they're not gonna move it to another Cedar Fair park, they'll probably just scrap it, I'd imagine. They might sell it. I mean, Cedar Fair does sell their rides sometimes, so yeah, Dorney does need a decent Woody, I agree. Michigan's Adventure is cursed. The one year they get a new edition and they close. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Michigan's Adventure should get a B&M Giga. LOL, probably not. Funny enough, Michigan's Adventure back in 1999, right after Cedar Fair acquired Michigan's Adventure, um, I believe it was right after that. They were supposed to get a Morgan hypercoaster, as far as I understand. Somebody told me they were supposed to get a B&M hypercoaster, but pretty sure they were actually supposed to get a Morgan hypercoaster. But I think it was because of that height limit that they weren't able to get it. But Michigan's Adventure, they actually did want to get them a hypercoaster back in the late 90s. So it probably would have been something like Wild Thing or Steel Force or Mamba. Cedar Fair sell and it ends up at some Asian park on top of the building. That would be awesome though. I would love to see that. Yep. And there are quite a few parks that do have height limits to follow. Yeah. Maybe they'll make it like another V2. They'll turn it into a V2 and put it at Michigan's Adventure. Yep, boomerang at knots. Yeah, I've seen pictures of that. It looks pretty awesome, actually. It looks pretty cool. By the way, everyone, I want to remind everyone that I have a merch store. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I do have a merch store that I think it has tons of really cool stuff in it. I have my shirt right here. Um, I actually have tons of different styles of t-shirts and hoodies. There's a pillow there. There's a leggings. There's a mug. There's stickers. There's tons of stuff. So if you guys are interested in supporting me out, supporting me out, and supporting me in that way, you can definitely check my Teespring store out. I have my Coaster Daddy mugs. I still have my Coaster Cafe mugs available on there if you want to get those. I don't know if I'm going to remove the Coaster Cafe mug. I think I might remove it and put another mug in its place since I don't really do the Coaster Cafe anymore. But if you do want a Coaster Cafe mug, I'd probably get one really soon because it might be gone at some point in the near future. So when did this start? It started an hour and 23 minutes ago, but thank you for joining. It's probably going to end pretty soon here, but how and where did you make your merch? If you want to message me on Instagram, I can talk to you about that. Better get my Yeah, get your Coaster Cafe mug now before they're all gone. Hurry up, inventory is low. Get your Coaster Cafe mug now before they're all gone. Could I be an advert? Could I advertise stuff? How do you come up with the Coaster Cafe name? I'm trying to make a name for my streams, which are returning. I don't really have a good answer for that. I mean, Coaster Cafe, I've talked about this before, but Coaster Cafe was actually one of the ideas that I had way back before I made my channel. It was one of the ideas I had for a channel name, actually, because I love coffee so much. So I was thinking about like mixing the two and like doing like coffee reviews along with like coaster stuff. But I realized at the same time that it wouldn't be a good idea to mix the two types of content. So eventually I used the name Coaster Cafe for my live stream because I thought it would fit well for the live stream. Um, so I don't know. That's how I came up with it. I was just thinking like I was coming up with channel names, trying to come up with ideas. So you should lower the price for a mug like a clearance sale. I don't know if Teespring, I don't think it'll allow me to go in there, and I could be wrong. I mean, I would absolutely do that. If I could, but I don't think I can actually go in there and like, because the way they have it set up, they have you like create I don't they call it like a storefront or a listing or something like that, where you have all the stuff together, and pretty much once you put it up, you can't really go in and edit the stuff. So, I don't know. I don't even know if I could even delete that one item on its own, to be honest with you. If I can, I'll probably take it off of there, but I need to go in there and learn more about that, so. Yeah, yeah, I mean, Coaster Chat isn't terrible, but I also feel like it's a bit generic. I mean, if you wanna go for something a little bit more thought provoking, I Coaster Chat's not bad. I mean, it's fitting, it's fitting for sure. Coaster Cave. What's up, Poop in a Bucket? Love saying your name. Yeah, Coasters and Chill was taken very recently. How did I end up watching hockey on TV? I have to put a stop to. Oh yeah, you got to put a stop to that. Yeah, I think Gemini is fine as well. I love Gemini. I don't think it's rough. Little bumpy. I mean, it is an older Aero ride. I mean, same with Magnum, but I wouldn't call them rough. Magnum's pretzel turnaround is rough. I think that's the one exception, but posted my first episode of Random Coasters. Nice, nice. Yeah, I love Gemini. I think it's an underrated coaster. Has one of my favorite first drops. I love that first drop on Gemini is so underrated, in my opinion. Great head chopper, some pretty good air. It seems huge, and it always takes my breath away. That drop on Gemini is so intense. Um, I love it. And overall, it's just a fun ride. Doesn't have like crazy airtime or anything like that, but it has some decent pops. So very, very quick, short pops of airtime here and there, especially if you're in the front or in the third seat. Kind of like Magnum, the third row seems to be the best for airtime. Most fan dwellers use a Home Depot bucket for a toilet. That's why I asked. Okay, Crazy Coaster just posted random coaster footage video. It's free footage for everyone to use. So check it out on Crazy Coaster's channel. Thanks for posting that. Hey, Cyberfox, what's up? I learned this lesson. Don't staple on arrows, and they are awesome. Yeah, don't staple on anything, I would say. Most things, anyway. As someone who has never been to Cedar Point, I just find it so unfair that they have so many good coasters. I wouldn't call it unfair. I mean, I can see why you'd be jealous because they do have a lot of amazing coasters, but that's what makes Cedar Point so awesome. You know, best coaster lineup in the world, in my opinion. I know I'm biased, but I think most people agree. Is there a coaster that you love for sentimental reasons, but that you recognize is nothing special objectively speaking? I know Matt from Downhill Adrenaline is not going to like this. Possibly Blue Streak. I mean, it's nothing really out of the ordinary crazy, but it's a really good ride in my opinion. Um, but it's the coaster that really got me into bigger coasters. Um, yeah, staple yourself on free spins. I heard that as well. Um, and also Gemini, even too. Going back to Gemini, I feel like that's nothing super special, at least nowadays. But you know, it's a great ride. I think still, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, Din Dog loves Blue Streak and Corkscrew for sentimental reasons. So is Cedar Point your home park? Din Dog 22 seems because it seems you've been to a lot of parks around here, like a lot of the same parks that I have. So it seems like you live fairly close to all these parks. Mine ride at Cedar Point, even though I hope it gets removed at some point in the future for something better. Mine ride was my favorite coaster when I was like 5. Okay, you live in Cleveland. Okay. All right. So you only live about 35 minutes away from me then. Okay. I live like pretty much halfway between Cedar Point and Cleveland. So pretty much at the halfway point. But yeah, Mine Ride, Blue Streak, Gemini, Big Dipper at Geauga Lake. I miss that ride so much. Yeah. I remember when Gemini was a big deal. That's how old I am. Oh, that doesn't make you that old. You're not. I wouldn't call you old. I wouldn't call you old. I mean, Gemini is 42 years old. I mean, it's not that old of a ride. And Gemini is great. So Big Dipper. Oh, really? You thought Big Dipper was rough? I rode Big Dipper a ton when I went to Geauga Lake, and I never really found it to be a rough ride. I mean, it was pretty bumpy, I guess, being an old school wooden coaster. I just remember having a blast on that ride. So Coaster time was taken by Coaster Daddy for April Fools. Remember? Yeah. Never forget. No, but coaster time isn't bad. Oh, you never rode Jumbo Jet. You should have rode it, man. My dad got to ride Jumbo Jet. Looks like it was an awesome ride. It's still operating in Russia. Still operating. Too scared to get back on kiddie coasters for credits. Look at this 38-year-old riding kiddie coasters. Yeah, that can be pretty embarrassing for sure, even for me. Yep, let's go to Russia. See, I was too small for Jumbo Jet. They removed it by the time I was big enough. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, that stinks. Coaster Cavern. Okay. That's a pretty cool one, I feel like. Coaster Cavern. It's different, but it still has the word coaster in it and sounds kind of cool. Not sure it's the best name, but it's kind of cool. See. Yeah, Jurassic Coaster looks amazing, I think. Oh yeah, we do need a POV of that. Absolutely. Coasters and schmooze. Man, you have some fun ideas. Man, riding zip lines after drinking, riding the big apple coaster after drinking, coasters and schmooze. I like it. I like it. The trademark name is Velocicoaster, but we don't know if that's actually going to be the name of it. I certainly hope not. It's not a very good name in my opinion, but it's not terrible, but I don't know. The next mock extreme spinner is going to Plopsaland actually. But beyond that, where should it go next? Dollywood. I'll say Dollywood. That's the easy answer. More footage of Velocicoaster. All right, thank you very much. Just at Kings Island. Nice, nice. I need to get back there this year, I feel like. Oh, yeah, that's right. Barracuda. Yeah, Intamin is building another coaster finally that's like Fahrenheit. That's going to be interesting to see. See, I recorded some POVs at Cedar Point, Kings Island this season. They turned out good. Till Beast killed the camera after the ride. Man, those aren't cheap either. Hey, I prefer sit down restaurants as well, Stanford Bridge. I agree. The casino doesn't like it when you come off the Big Apple coaster laughing like a maniac. That would totally be me. That would be me. If I was you riding that in that situation, that's what I'd be doing as well. Oh, that's funny. I'm laughing because I'm picturing myself doing it. So yeah, Velocicoaster. Yeah, it's a dino. I mean, they're going for the dinosaur, aspect of Veloca. So the Velociraptor. Haven't got around to posting POVs from Cedar Point, Kings Island. Okay, I'm sure they're good. I'm sure they're good ones. Oh yeah, Mean Streak was a terrible ride. You didn't miss much. Oh, best POV, the pirate ship. Okay, nice. Replacement on the way. That's good to hear. The Coaster Chronicles. Ooh, that's I like that name, Coaster Chronicles. I don't know if it's a good name for a live stream, but Coaster Chronicles is a really cool name. Yeah, okay, yeah, Coaster Hour just said the same thing. Sounds like a good series name, just not for streams. Yeah, I agree. It sounds like a good name for a series. Um, my favorite coaster YouTuber besides myself, implying that I think I'm the best coaster YouTuber because I do not. But my favorite coaster YouTubers are Airtime Thrills, um, Airtime Thrills, Theme Park Crazy, El Toro Ryan. Those are like probably the best ones in my opinion. I mean, there's tons of really, really good coaster channels. So do you think Intamin would build a launch inverted single rail stand up? No way, no way. Sounds awful. I didn't think Main Streak was horrible. It was just okay for me. That's respectable. I wish I could have ridden it one more time before it closed because last time I rode it was like probably 2007 or 2010, one of those years. And I always thought it was so painful, but I would have liked to ridden it one more time just to have more recent recollection of it. Oh, okay, good tip, Stamford Bridge for the European parks. European parks have the flat rate pizza and pasta all you can eat buffet restaurant. They're never crowded because they cost a little more, so they're great little oases during the day for lunch. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a nice little escape for sure. Volcano replacement. Maybe I'll make a video about that. I'll probably make a video about that at some point about volcanoes replacement. Yeah, theme park crazy has been beyond his subscriber count for a while, I believe. No, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily mean anything. It's just that he has more subscribers, but yeah. Mean Streak was comically jackhammery when I wrote it. That's exactly how I felt whenever I wrote it. Comically jackhammery. I agree. I agree. Mean Streak was a free chiropractor at the park. Absolutely, it was. Yeah, now it's replaced by the best roller coaster in the world. I completely agree with that. Oh, cash register. Thank you so much for the generous donation. 199 donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that. And happy coaster day to you as well. Like I said earlier, I'm just calling it happy roller coaster. I'm just calling it roller coaster day instead of national coaster day, just so it like applies more to everybody. But yeah, happy roller coaster day to you as well. I appreciate it. See, somebody posted a 1994 VHS video called Awesome Rides on YouTube. I used to watch as a kid. Shows have the OG Magnum, OG Mean Streak. Check it out. All right, thank you for that. I'll keep that in mind. Awesome Rides. Okay. He got money from a cash register. I did. I did. You should make a clickbait top 10 scariest roller coasters for the GP. I've thought about doing something like that. Or I might do like a spin on that, like something kind of related to that. I was actually just thinking about that too. So keep an eye out for that because I might be doing a video sort of involving that topic just for fun. Hot take: Anaconda at King's Dominion is the fifth best ride at King's Dominion. Okay, fair enough. It's one of my least favorites there, but not because I thought it was like rough or headbangy or anything. I just thought it was boring and it didn't really do much for me. But yeah, I didn't think it was as bad as people say it is, for sure. Yep, you are a cash register. Absolutely. Oh yeah, GP2 enthusiast was working Magnum the first day, not the first day. The first day that I went this year. And he was like, I walk up there, he's like, "Oh, you must be Coaster Daddy." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "You want the magic seat?" And I'm like, "You know me all too well." So yeah, he assigned me the magic seat on Magnum GP2 enthusiast. So that was pretty awesome. It would be a good April Fool's video. I might do something like that before then though. It's not going to be exactly what was suggested though. It's going to be a little different if I do it probably. Thoughts on the Intamin clones coming out? Go check out my video. I did a whole video about that a couple weeks back, right after they were announced. Will you make will you make other blank daddy channels like Shred Daddy and Coffee Daddy? Probably not. Probably not. Think Magnum is GP's main ride. Oh yeah, it is. That's his main ride this year. Yep. Last year he did Magnum. Didn't see him there. Oh man. Have I ever dealt with a Karen at a theme park? No, I haven't. Anaconda is just kind of so bad it's a good coaster for me. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's third row. Third row is the magic seat. It's car 2, row 1, but it's row 3 of the whole train. Number 1, Steel Vengeance. Uh, yep. Yeah, he did Gemini last year. That was his main ride last year. GCI Son of Beast rebuild. That would be very interesting. Oh, he saw him on Gemini this year too? Yeah, I mean, they do switch them sometimes, they'll move them around a little bit, so. Number 0 coaster, Lil Phantom. See, Coast G didn't remove Beast. Beast is not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's gonna remain as is, so. He ran a bunch of Camp Snoopy rides last year? Okay. I'm sure he loved that. I know he said he enjoyed running a Tilt-A-Whirl, so live in the UK and we would die for an RMC or B&M Hyper. Yeah, you guys need something like that for sure. Yeah. Get Phoenix levels of room on the restraint on King's Dominion's Grizzly. I enjoyed Grizzly. It's my number 4 at the park behind Dominator. I love Dominator, so very underrated in my opinion. No, do not RMC the Beast. Oh, you just watched his Tilt-A-Whirl video yesterday. Nice. Yeah, that's where he mentioned that. Yeah. I watched that quite some time ago, like when it first came out, I believe. Any idea what's going on at CP with all the markings back in Frontier Town by the cars? We don't know. A lot of people are thinking they're going to take those cars out, and I think they will as well. But, it's too early to say exactly what it's going to be for, if it's anything major at all. So, yeah, I wish more of them had the buzz bars as well. I'm not a big fan of those ratcheting lap bars. Not a fan of those really. I mean, they're all right. They do their job, but they're not great. They're far from great. Hit or miss. Yeah. They can be hit or miss for sure. Beast used to have buzz bars? I didn't know that. I know Blue Streak used to have buzz bars. Um and no headrests. It didn't have headrests and it had the buzz bars. Really wish they'd bring those trains back because Blue Streak would be even better if it had those trains. Yeah, in my experience, it's easy to get stapled with the ratcheting lap bars. Have a premiere at 9. All right, thanks for joining, Matthew. Well, well, guys, I think I'm going to end this stream here. Oh, I'm so old. I remember the buzz bars on Blue Streak. Hey, that's awesome that you got to ride it with those, though. I bet that was great for sure. Yeah, thank you to all you lovely people for joining me for my first live stream in a while. I've had a lot of fun doing this. And yeah, thank you, Coaster Hour. But yeah, I really appreciate all you guys showing up for this. I know it's been a while since it's been a little over a week since I uploaded last, but I kind of need a little bit of a breather right now. And that's actually kind of why I came on here real quick. That's kind of why I came on here on the live stream. I kind of wanted just to let you guys know, I'm still making content. Um, I will have something out fairly soon, but I haven't had a lot of really good ideas, and I don't really want to force content if I can't think of anything good to talk about. So that's why I haven't done anything yet, but I will think of something. And I do have a few ideas I'm kind of playing around with in my head. So yeah, I'll have a new video out, some point in the next few days, I'm sure. So just be on the lookout for that. And once again, thank you guys so much for joining my live stream and making this fun. I always enjoy doing, off the cuff kind of stuff like this. Um, Thank you to Cash Register for the donation. Once again, really appreciate that. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys on the next video and in the next live stream. You guys stay healthy out there, stay safe, especially if you're going to the parks, and have a very good night. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. Bye.